I'm Mari Dangerfield, and you're listening to Sound of Stylus, a podcast all about the Stylophone and the people who do cool things with it. Marek Jabłoński, aka Maro Maro 1337, is YouTube's biggest ever Stylophone sensation, with over 765,000 subscribers on his channel, as well as credits as a producer and session musician. I'm delighted to welcome Marek onto the podcast today to get an insight into what has made him such a huge success. Hey! Good to have you. This is very exciting for me.
Yeah, it's great to have you too, finally, because as we talked before the recording, I was really hard to get during this, summer, but right now I'm here, I'm trapped in this call, so I must answer all the questions.
Great to have you on the podcast, Marek. I wanted to start with your name.
Yeah, okay.
So why Maro Maro 1337? Like, that's so specific.
So bizarre, yeah, it's pretty much it's a thing that I'm a gamer, I play lots of video games, and in my free time it's like the only way I can actually relax, so when people are, some people are like, watching Netflix, some people are reading books, and I'm playing games. And when I was younger, like, I don't know, 13 or 12 years old, before my music career, actually, because I started playing guitar when I was like 14, 13. So it was, from now, it was, I think, 18 years ago. Yeah, because I'm 31. When I was younger, there was a game. It was a Czech game, Czech Republic. Mm-hmm. It was called Mafia City of Lost Heaven. And I really liked this game. Like, I was obsessed with it because it had an open world and you could play your mafioso character that was badass and, cool. And I remember that there was a forum, because before, Facebook, before all this, social media madness, there were forums. Mm-hmm. And there was a forum called Mafia City of Lost Heaven, or Lost Heaven Co. UK. So I think it was a British forum about this game. And I had an account there, and I wanted to set up an account called Maro, but it was like, too short, So I used Maro Maro. It was too short. Right. It was used by someone, and then I wrote Maro Maro 1337, and it was everything was checked, and it stuck with me. Then I made my YouTube account like somewhere in 2005 or 6, and I used the same name, Maro Maro 1337, and I forgot to change it ever. So it stuck with me. That's why, like, my musical projects that are more, instrumental, guitar, synths, whatever, are Maro Maro. And my projects that are Stylophone related are Maro Maro 1337, because it got the 1337. It's like the nerdy bit with my name, because 1337 is like it's called lead speak. It was popular during the early days of the internet, where you wrote words but used numbers to fill in the gaps. So like the 1337 means lead, like elite or something like that. But it's just like a fun little thing. Yeah, that's all.
Never thought of that. That's interesting, and it's kind of like perfect for your brand as well, isn't it? To have
it's very perfect. Yeah, the geeky name is like perfect for my Stylophone, for my whatever gaming things, because as I said, I'm a massive fan of video games, which is really kind of my personality here. Yeah, so that's the secret of the name, and I think that it's very underwhelming, actually.
Can we go back to about 2015? So at this point, it's the 18th of September.
Yeah.
And you upload a video called 16 Classic Hits on the Stylophone.
Yeah.
And up to this point, your channel is mainly kind of virtuosic guitar covers, live sets, and sometimes albums.
Yeah.
This video currently, at the time of recording, and it keeps going up, has 5.4 5.4 million views, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
My questions are kind of, why did you start to do Stylophone videos at this point, and why that particular video?
The thing is that even now, when I'm like, one of the more popular Stylophone channels out there, I still don't consider myself like a Stylophone player, I can say, because I consider myself a musician, a composer, a producer, this stuff, and the Stylophone is like a quirk, I can actually say, or like a fun hobby. And I did this video, the first video, the 16 classic hits. So this video was made actually, for fun. It was made like a joke, because I was in my friend's house and he had like jam sessions, parties and stuff. And I played the guitar there, we were like jamming to some, djembe drums. There was a friend who was like a songwriter, so he was singing some songs and I was like improvising some stuff to his, music. Mm-hmm. And one of the friends came with a Stylophone, and he told me that, look, it's, look at this. And I was like, whoa, cool. Mm. And he started playing some, strange melodies on it, and everybody in this room, had like a chance to, play something on it, and me too. And we jammed some songs and he played like the Stylophone. So the arrangement was a bit like Bowie, like I can say, because the original Bowie song had like the Stylophone playing one note or two notes and an acoustic guitar. So it was very similar on this party, but we didn't play Bowie. We didn't even know that he played the Stylophone back then.
Okay.
So the arrangement was very similar. And after this party, I ordered a Stylophone myself, and this guy got the Stylophone from his sister that was visiting his friends in the UK, and she bought it because it's like a very UK instrument. In Poland it was like in Poland it was totally not popular. Not anything. It was hardly even. It was hard to order it through some, Polish eBay called Allegro. It was hard to order it. So actually, I had problems with even making it. Making the deal. So after getting the Stylophone, I played something on it, whatever. And I recorded this video like instantly. I thought that like, let's make something different than the guitar covers and stuff like that. So I thought that, well, maybe let's make a video with this instrument, with backing track that's guitar-like, and this instrument is playing some stupid melodies, or the melodies of these songs. And and that's how it happened. And I left this video like that, I just recorded it and didn't even think about it. It was like, yeah, cool, I've made a video. And it was a time when I was totally broke, as I told you about this mixer earlier, it's like I was that broke that I didn't even have money to buy any gear and stuff. That's why the Stylophone was very affordable for me. Mm-hmm. And nobody ever thought that this video would get any traction, actually. I was like, it was like the least expected by me, So when I had this video, it was like, it was on YouTube then, and I got a bit angry on YouTube, this time, like about that time that this video was made, because I was banned from AdSense, the monetization thing on YouTube, and I was banned from it because actually I don't know why I was banned, because I think that it's because like when I've made some first videos, I made like announcements for people to, you can click on the ads, because earlier it worked a bit different than now, and earlier it was like not only watching, but I think that clicking the ads. And I've made some stupid comment to do it, and I think that so this thing
breached the policy or something.
Yeah, I breached the policy, and I was young and stupid, so yeah, just the usual. And I regret that a bit, because after some time I've made some deals with a Polish radio station that helped me promote my videos.
Okay.
And I was doing it for free. I was doing I was doing my videos. They got for that time like very big views, and I didn't have nothing. I had like only the satisfaction that I've made a cool video. And that's all. But it was like enough for me. And then I had the time when I was angry at YouTube because they didn't want to, take me back to this AdSense program. Okay. So I started sending them like messages to, renew me there.
Yeah.
And after sending them about 1,000 messages, like that, I was just pasting them
every day,
like on repeat every day. And one day I got back from a party and I was like totally drunk. And I looked at my phone because I got a mail from them.
Right,
and I thought
they got back, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that it was, again, the same mail that read like, your request has been denied. But this time, this mail was in color green, and it was your request was, validated, and you're okay. And I was like, what? I can earn money from YouTube now? And it was like 3 years or 2 years after this Stylophone 16 hits was made.
Right,
so
okay.
And then I was like, whoa, I can monetize my videos again, And I clicked the monetization, but, at that time, I abandoned YouTube for about 2 years.
Right,
so
yeah.
The monetization was like, 0.1, złotys. So it's like nothing. But at the same time, as I, dropped YouTube, this video started gaining traction, like a miracle,
Okay.
And when it started gaining traction, like there was a day that I wanted to check out how are my, AdSense, YouTube AdSense,
How's it doing? Yeah.
How's it doing? Yeah, I wanted like, what's with that, So I went to this page, I logged in, and like there was something about $500, so it was like 1,800 złotys, and it was like I was like, what?
Yeah, you actually made YouTube your income for
and it was like after a few years I've made some actual money, and like I was blown away by this thing. After that, I had a problem because my car needed some new tires, so I just had money for new tires.
Fantastic timing.
Yeah, it was like everything in my life happens like with a fantastic timing, as you said. So yeah, this was one of the examples of it. That just when I needed that my car needed tires, the money came for it. So it was like, oh, cool. And
Excellent.
This is the story of this video, and the way it got popular. I still don't know why, but
the algorithm is a mystery. Hey?
Yeah, the algorithm is like a mystery. There are moments when the algorithm loves you and like gives you views from space actually, and the other times it like you make a video and it's like nothing, So like you have to be very
resilient.
Resilient. That's the word
Just
I was looking for.
Keep posting. Yeah, absolutely. I totally relate to that. So it was like kind of I guess just like a moment of inspiration when you found the Stylophone at that party.
Yeah.
And then you kind of found something, you kind of happened upon something there.
Yeah.
And then you had this kind of AdSense issue, all of that happened. So like it took you till about 2019, so that was 4 years to make another Stylophone video. Yeah. So like what happened in that time?
That it was a crazy time actually, because like the first thing was, as I said, I was broke, so I had to look for some ways to earn a living, like actual not earn money to buy guitars or instruments or stuff, just to make a living, and I always wanted to be a musician. I was like during my teenage years, when I picked up my guitar, I was like playing all the time, recording songs, recording albums, recording like everything, and I had like 3 demo tapes full of songs. I had like these albums that you told about on YouTube. I've made them in my home. I was just like recording them just like I record the Stylophone videos, so I just recorded these albums earlier. And I was making music all the time, trying to, find some work, like, find some band that will take me, or myself getting some work as a musician. And it was very hard, and after I've made this video, I said that I didn't do much back then, but later I remember that I've made a video at around the same time about it was called Gang Albanii. It was a hip hop project in Poland that got very popular, and I've made a video that covers their songs. And the producer that made these songs wrote to me to make some music with him, and a second producer that was making other musical projects with the same rappers from this Gang Albanii. He also wrote to me, and we made some music with
opportunities started rolling in.
So YouTube made me, actually I didn't make money from YouTube, but YouTube made me get some opportunities to actually make some music with other people that are way more popular, way more established in the music business in Poland. There was a break there.
No worries.
The Stylophone video was just a stupid I can't say it was a prank, but it was like a joke, it was just a musical joke that I've made for fun, and it was like in the same time, I think these videos were made, and the video, that got me these jobs, made me, a session musician that was making some music, some money, all this stuff. But it wasn't like much. It was just to, have
bits
some
here and there.
Yeah, here and there, just like you said. And after this, first had a opportunity from the band Czerwone Gitary. I've got the proposition from them at the same time.
Okay,
so I was
cool.
I from a guy that had no work, nothing, and was broke and was just eating cottage cheese with bread, on for dinner. From that, after I don't know, after a few weeks after putting those videos, I was a session musician for the hip hop producers.
Okay.
And then I'm playing, with this band, And so I've got lots of jobs from nothing. I've got too much. And
all thanks to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, thanks to my YouTube channel. And thanks to recording, these albums, these videos, and having a portfolio of some sort, So it paid off, actually. But yeah, it was a very, very hard time because, as I said, from nothing, it was everything. And now I had, as I said, the band, the session musical stuff, and recording an album with Popek. It was going on a breaking neck speed, and it wasn't meant to stop.
With work.
Yeah, I was totally overwhelmed with work, and I'm like that to this day, actually.
You've been doing all these amazing things. You're totally overwhelmed with work. It's 2019. You post a new Stylophone video at long last. What brought you back to this point? Actually, the thing that brought me to this point was first it was an experiment, because I saw that this video, the 16 classic hits, it was 16, right? Yes, 16 classic hits, that's it.
So it brought me to a moment of thinking about it, because I saw that this video goes well on YouTube, and I thought that, well, maybe I'll make another one. So I've made another one, and the second video got picked up by the algorithm, and made some drastic views during a very short time span, because it was nothing, and there was a week that was 1 million, and it was I did this video, but I think that the hits probably went the same way. I was just not checking it back then, because I was angry at YouTube,
But you decided to make the second one because of the first one, right?
Yes, because of the first
one. Finally, something's going right here.
After 4
do it
years,
again.
let's make a sequel.
Better late than never, hey?
yeah. And the sequel was, the heavy riffs on Stylophone, which was like absurd, totally absurd. And after like, I don't know, 2 months or 3 months, it was like 1 million in a week, and this week was like crazy, because I was like looking at the, how is it like
the
gaining
analytics,
views? Yeah, the comments, like millions of comments, maybe not millions, but thousands of comments, thousands of views, and like, what's going on here, And this video was the moment, like it was the wealthiest video that I've made on YouTube. This video, it was like monetized in a strange way. I don't know why, but it earned me about in zlotys, so in the Polish currency, it was about, I don't know, 8,000 zlotys. So in pounds or in dollars it's about more than $2,000,
Wow.
So it was, for the moment that I was then, even then, because I had a job of playing, touring and stuff, it was very much, it was like very, very much money back then. And it was like, whoa, it's possible, again, it's like the first video made these, made me pay for the tires. And the second video was like,
maybe
whoa.
It was a fluke. And
yeah, but I don't,
you tried again.
Just like that. Yes,
and there
yes,
it was.
Just like that. Yes, and there it was. Like, it was like, whoa, okay, cool. So you can actually earn some money. And as I said, it was like one of my 2 videos actually that earned me that much money. And the second video, I can even recall it. It was the iconic riffs on Stylophone. The video with the iconic riffs was so cool because I had to,
you had to register yourself as a company.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. Wow. So I had to do it because if I didn't do it,
threshold of your tax or something.
Yes, I went over the threshold, and the problem was that I didn't want to have problems with my country. Like, I had to do it because it's safer that way, and I can also buy some things for the company or for the registered.
There you go. It's like a self-perpetuating thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like,
what a position to be in. You're finally sort of earning at least some kind of income from music and from doing this unusual thing that you
it's a very unusual thing. And from my expertise, I can say, because I forgot other words, from my expertise I can say that it's cool to earn money from music, but it's cooler to have a freedom, actually, not only to earn money from making stuff, because sometimes the music you have to make to earn money or play to have money is not entirely the music you want to make or play.
Absolutely.
So the most important thing is actually to have a freedom to make your own music,
to do what you want to do.
So that's the most important thing for me, actually. So I'm even making Stylophone videos or making other stuff, so I can make my own music. That's the most important for me.
You really enjoy.
Yeah, right. So it's something like that. The freedom here is the most important thing, actually, in the whole earning money from music, because if you want to earn money from music, it's actually not that hard when you know the right people. But most of the time you will be making music that you don't like. The band that I play with, it's not entirely the music that I would like to play, all the time.
Yeah.
But I have something from it, and it gives me a steady income, and I have money for my freedom, So that's like the most important core thing for me, The hardest thing is because if you want to be like the guy that earns from his own music, that makes his own music and earns money from it, this is like the impossible. Like, almost impossible. It's very, very, very hard, even for me, because like the Stylophone videos that I make are more of an idea, but most of the time I play other people's songs, like covers, like compilations and stuff like that. So most of the time it's not my work, but other people's work played on the stylophones.
The stylophones, yeah.
Yeah, and the music that I make and I want to show to people are like in two ways produced by me on YouTube. Like the first way is, my album that I've released some time ago, and we will talk about it later.
Yep.
And I wanted to say earlier. Yeah. And the second thing that is like my way of expressing myself is the videos that are on Stylophone and are called Stylophone versus something, So these are the videos that I make a song myself that's in the style of some band, but it's still my song, So nobody can tell me that I rip them off or something. No, it's a song that I've made, but with being inspired by some artists, and it's like from the music to the lyrics, so everything. Yeah,
that's very creative. Yeah, I've seen.
So that's
what you do with those, and it's very creative, very clever, and obviously, it's your
very
creativity, your ingenuity that has allowed you to continue to thrive on YouTube, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is
very hard stuff.
And I completely get the thing that you say about sometimes we have to do something we don't like, and then we can do what we do like. It's like, have you heard that saying, like, one for me, one for you? It's like, one for the community of fans that you have on YouTube, and then something that you just love from the heart.
And usually the things that I love from the heart, if you go to my YouTube, then look for the videos that have less views. These are the videos that I made for myself.
Yeah.
And the videos that have the millions of views are the videos that I was dreading to make them.
I can understand from having made Stylophone videos myself, it can get pretty laborious sometimes.
The hardest thing for me is maintaining the sound, because when you make a cover of a song that's very complex, let's say, I don't know, Master of Puppets or whatever. Yeah, actually whatever song that's a bit more complex than usual, then you are sitting with the Stylophone sound for hours with no end, and it's all the time.
That in your ears.
And I'm practicing these riffs and stuff, and the pencil, the stylus, is tapping, and Marta is she's angry because it's all the time tapping all the time. But she got used to it. But there was a moment when we were living in a room that was because we didn't have this place that we are living in right now. We were living in my room in my parents' house, and it was a room 8 square meters, and she was sitting there, I was sitting here, and it was all the time.
Oh dear, very in her face then.
Yeah, so she is very resilient to the Stylophones, and she is also a very big contributor to my work, because first she gives me lots of ideas, and second she helps me with the visual side of things, the
logo,
YouTube logos, the 8-bit graphics and stuff. She always helps me with it, because she's a visual artist, so she's very much and also she is how can you call it, my most trusted music critic. So when I make a song, I call her my private Rick Rubin, because she always, when I make a song, she always comes, and she lies on the bed just like Rick Rubin on the sessions. And she lies on the bed and play it, and I'm playing.
Will this pass my standards?
And she's not good, and walks out.
Whoa.
and I'm like, okay, so let's make something better. And when she likes it, then it's it's the best, and she's very supportive, because she will tell me the honest truth about if it's good or if it's not good. So I know that I can trust her ears, and even if she says the most brutal thing, that the song sounded the worst things, then I know that I must, review it and maybe write something better, or just, write a new song, because, it's only a song. You can write 5 more if you want. When you work alone, you have you don't have a critical response to your work, most of the time you make a song and it's such a great song, they're banging to it,
everything's fantastic,
and, it's like fantastic, and then she comes and it's like, what is this song, what are you listening to, and it's like, oops. But 99.9% of the time she's right. So I'm like, when I listen to this song after sleeping, then I'm like, she was right, it's not that good. So it works like so this is how it works for me.
What a better partnership could you ask for, hey?
There's none.
So we've heard a bit about behind the scenes, how you make your videos, how the graphics get made as well. We've heard how you kind of got yourself back into making Stylophone videos after that slight hiatus. I'd love to talk about your kind of unique sound, shall I say, the dual Stylophone sound.
Okay.
It's like your signature sound. How does that work, and where did you stumble upon it?
I didn't stumble actually upon it. It was like one time I was sitting and making some videos, and I thought that, well, the Stylophone is mono, and mono is like very limited, so you can only play I'm a guitar player, so when I look at the guitar, a mono riff is like, like whatever, so it's like one string. It's like boring, you can make some cool riffs out of, one string or like, these mono riffs, but there is a limitation to it, you will come to a moment that, it will just be nothing more.
Or you kind of explored everything on the single Stylophone that you possibly could. Well,
actually, I tried to up the game, so because the first video was made mostly on, one Stylophone with a little bit help from the whammy. The second video, the heavy riffs, was made entirely on a Stylophone with a whammy, and the whammy was programmed to go in a certain, fashion with certain, because, it's a harmonizer actually. And it has a function that can pitch shift a note up an octave, down an octave, 2 octaves, whatever, and it can harmonize. So if you play let's say a note, then you can harmonize it to make it a power chord or to make it a fourth or whatever, So it can make simple chords out of a note, So and by the way, the last thing, it has a MIDI input, so you can program it. You can program it to go the way a MIDI table works, So a MIDI, not table, but MIDI automation. Forgot the word. I used most of the time it was the perfect fifth, so the power chord interval, but sometimes there were different intervals depended on the song. But with this MIDI automation, I switched, the presets here and the pedal height, because you can do it with these MIDI automations.
Okay.
And that's how these riffs on the Stylophone sounded so rich. They sounded like power chords, like the real riffs. It wasn't like this, but it was like this. And now I was emulating it on 2 Stylophones.
That's the sound that we knew from the original videos. So you realized, okay, so the whammy can do this, but what if I try it with 2 Stylophones?
Yes. And then I realized, just like you said, then I realized that you can play actually 2 of these. When you're a keyboard player, I'm not. You play with both hands. One hand does the melody and the second one does the bass. And here is like a counterintuitive, because I do the bass with the right hand and the melody with the left hand, and that's only because I am right-handed and this hand also plays the rhythm on the guitar, so it's much stronger and much more in point, and I play better rhythm with the right hand and I play better melody with the left hand, because playing a melody is not so dependent on the timing, when you play a rhythm. Well, it is dependent on the timing, but if you will play a lousy rhythm, the melody will be even lousier, you know. So if you play
So
if you play a good
you,
rhythm,
basically, yeah.
yeah, and if you play a good rhythm, then the melody can be a bit lousy. I will call it like that. So the first thing I played was, as I even told in one of my videos, it was the Doom. It's like the first level of Doom, E1, M1, and I was just sitting for like 2 months. And you know, it was like 2 whole months, and I was just I don't know why. I think it was I didn't have gigs at that time, and I wanted to do something like a breakthrough thing on this stylophone. Like I wanted to make the total absurd thing, and like from making the riffs, I wanted to show that you can play on 2 at once, and you can play some crazy stuff with it. So I made the video games. 19 or whatever video games on the stylophone, and I played on 2 at once, and this video was very hard to make because I was very amateur at playing 2 stylophones at that time, and it was very hard to play all of these songs this way, you know, because some of them were very hard. Like the Doom one was the easiest actually, but like, you know, the Megalovania, so it's Undertale, you know, to this day, I think it's like one of the harder ones.
So you've clearly demonstrated it takes an awful lot of time and energy and practice to get this stylophone sound. And
cross-eyed, and getting cross-eyed, yeah.
Do you think that you'd be such a good like stylophonist? Because I think you are a good stylophonist, even though you still probably saying that you're not.
I don't consider myself one. Yeah,
well, I do, and I'm sure many of your viewers do. But do you think that you'd be quite so good if it weren't for your previous skills with the guitar? Because that's sort of very established as well for you.
Yeah, that's like that's the most important thing here, actually, the guitar things, because it made me, you know, I know the notes. You know, I know which note is which, and I can tune the stylophone to a different note to make it easier for me to play. It's not like my first note on stylophone is not C, but it's probably E or something like that. So yeah, it's not the way intended to be, but I don't give a damn because you can tune the guitar as well to any tuning.
Exactly,
and
it's like transferable skills, hey?
Yes, just like that. So I think with scales, not with notes on the stylophone, and that's what the guitar made me realize here. Because if I was probably a pianist, then I would see, you know, the notes here, and I would probably have like, you know, a less good time with it, you know. But you know, there are keyboards with the tune settings, so probably whatever. But when you're a guitar player, every string is like a string of notes, you know, and a different string of notes. So the same comes for the stylophone. Like I think stylophone is a extension of the guitar, actually. Exactly,
that's what I was going to say. You sort of you've transferred those skills over, and I think you wouldn't be the same person, I don't think, and you wouldn't have, I think, found this way to play the stylophone if it hadn't been for your guitar playing and the full hands. So
yes, and also, you know, and also the thing that I play riffs here, you know, like playing this stuff is like a guitar way of playing, you know,
stylophone
riffs, guitar way of playing stylophone, just like that. So
that's your sound. That's your sound.
That's my sound. And also it sounds this way. When you play it this way, it sounds more like a old school video game. So, you know, like the Nintendo or
there's like that
Sega
sort of
Genesis, you know,
feel to it. Which you've
and
really like cashed in on as well, I've noticed. On that, So, Marek, you've made some really amazing videos, loads and loads of amazing videos by this point. Particularly in the last 3 years, you've really worked hard and your channel has grown a lot. You managed to add comedy, virtuosity, and ingenuity into all your videos. And you've said that your partner helps you a lot with your ideas as well, which is great. And you're critiquing your ideas as well. You've also recently started having like a more direct educational element to your videos, particularly in the last couple as well. And that's doing fairly well for you. I'd love to hear sort of the process of coming up with your video ideas right to the finished.
The video making process is pretty much so it's like the second best thing for me after recording music. I hate filming it, but I like
planning it and putting it together.
Planning and yes, I like this aspect, but I hate recording videos. So yeah, it's like this is the moment that I usually, because you need to have like some cameras or the phone camera or some how do you call it, lenses and stuff like that. The tripod, lenses and stuff, and it's like so much stuff to just make a stupid video, And the saddest part is that the best maybe not the best videos, but the videos that made the most views were filmed with my my phone,
with the cheapest, most basic setup.
Yes, the most basic, cheapest setup that's like dirt cheap made the most. And the videos that I'm like, wow, a good camera, a lens, like, let's make like a bokeh here, something like that. And I make a video like that, and so
yeah, so this shows it's not all about the fancy gear, is it?
Yeah, it's like nothing about it. Like the fancy gear won't get you anywhere when you don't have a good idea. Like you can make a video with like with a potato, and it may be a better video than somebody with the best equipment will ever make. You just need to have a great idea for a video, and that's pretty much it. And also you need to have a little faith in the algorithm, because sometimes it can do wonders.
Yeah. Do you like come up with a title, or do you just like scour YouTube for ideas, or like
it depends, and it depends because I'm not much of a algorithm chasing man, or how can you call it? I'm like more of a guy that's randomly making something because it connects with like me, of how I am naturally, because I'm not considering myself like a famous person. I'm just a person that made a video that got popular, and that's just it. But the byproduct is the fame. That's the byproduct is not the thing that I'm here for. I'm here for, as I told you, making music, making cool music, making experimental music, like breaking barriers and stuff. And with the videos and chasing the algorithm, I'm very bad at this because I'm not a fan of the things that are happening on the algorithm. I'm not a fan of the
trends. Yeah,
the trends. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not chasing any trends. I'm not fighting for being on top of it. Yeah, I don't want to be mainstream. I just want to do my things. Many people told me that it's stupid that I don't do it, and I know that it's stupid. I know that like everyone in the same room as me would probably chase the algorithm just to milk it, just to milk the algorithm. But when I don't have fun while making a video or making a song or whatever, then I'm usually not doing it. Just like with the Thunderstruck or with the Dio, I did it just because I promised that I will do it, and if I wouldn't do it, then it would be like
you'd disappoint somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just promised that I will do it, and I did it. But these weren't songs that are like, whatever, Baby Shark or whatever is popular right now on, the highest trends. There were like classic hits that I just didn't like that much. And, I could easily go to TikTok, like, take the time and see what's on the young people's minds and on their trending lists. But at the moment, I don't want to. Maybe someday I will like say, wow, let's experiment with it. Let's check it out and let's see what's there. And maybe it will be, maybe in a few days, maybe in a few months, whatever. I like to experiment with stuff like that. But like at this moment, it overwhelms me. When I make my videos, I usually watch, I don't know, a game analysis video or a character analysis video that's 4 hours long, and I just, listen to it. And I don't even have time to take the phone and sit and watch these TikTok, sorry, it was Polish version of TikTok videos. Like I don't have time for it,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with sticking to one platform and
and I'm like the YouTube guy, because I still have hope in YouTube, and I still have hope in people that are making long format videos that are quality, you know.
But you said that you prefer long form content, and I'm sure that the reason you have so many subscribers is that many people do, and even if you're not making mainstream content, you found that little kind of niche corner of YouTube that appreciates what you're doing.
I will have to elaborate on this, because most of my subscribers right now are from the short video, the very popular short video with the cat stealing my money. And this video was this is once again a thing that I've made as a joke, I wanted to try the new YouTube function, the YouTube Shorts, And back then I had a TikTok account, and I've made this video here and there. And on TikTok, the only comments I got were, they were written in Polish, of course, and they were like, "Why are you Polish and speaking English?" Something like that. And I was like, oops, so the TikTok is localized. So when I post a video, it shows to the people from my country, probably only, or just the most. So I was like, so let's bail out from here and let's go on YouTube. And on YouTube, it was again like with the other videos that got viral. So it was like for some time, nothing. And next, one day, 2 million. And it was like, what? Like, what's going on here, And the thing with the shorts is that, again, I'm not a big fan of these quick videos, I'm like, I did it just for fun. And many people when they make a video that's a hit, a short video that's a hit, they make like tons of it, their whole channel is like a big short video library. Library. And I made this video, and I was actually like upset that this video got popular when my channel has got hundreds of videos that are like perfect quality. Well, they are not perfect, but they are like the most.
You've put so much effort into them.
Yes,
so why is
the songs are transcribed like perfect. Like every note is the same note that plays on the original recording, but on Stylophone. And like there was so much work put into them, so much effort, so much nerve-wracking, hearing the Stylophone. And the video that got the most popular was a video that I was just making fun of an idea from another video, because the original video was made by a guy that played piano. And he played some some songs, and like it was the 1 second and 1 hour, and it was like something down whatever. And I saw this video and I thought, well, I can make it funnier, So I've made a Stylophone joke video about it. That like first you just like the part you've seen it and stuff
what's
like
a beginner like compared to what's like a
and then after a month of playing, you throw it to the wall because you are just angry at It was actually very philosophical, because most of the instrument after a month or a year, you're like you just can't break from these. Point. It's like the breaking point. And with the Stylophone, it was like with the video, I wanted to make it like I'm taking this instrument too seriously, So I think that this is why this video got like popular, because it was just the things that happened there were just totally out of place and random. And I think that randomness is a very big factor in the short TikTok format. As I said, I'm not very pleased with the fact that this video got actually popular, but well, I have to live with it. And many of my subscribers are probably fans of this video and they like it. If I was a smart person, I should do more videos like that and cash on it even more, even like keep it coming. But I'm not a smart person, and I'd rather make an instrumental album that won't even try to sell itself, but I'm having fun, and that's the most important thing for me, actually.
So I wanted to talk about it's this thing about your sound as well. So you've talked to us about like the whammy, the process of like discovering, I can use a whammy with an S1, it sounds quite good. We get to the dual stylophone. You used the 2007 model of the S1, and for anyone listening who isn't aware, there has since been another model released, a 2020 version.
Yes.
You remain faithful to this 2017 model.
There's a reason.
Is there a particular reason for this?
Yes. There is a very, very, very particular reason. And this reason is going to be a question for you.
Okay.
Because, you play instruments, you sing, you have a knowledge about making music, So the question is, it's a very, very, very simple question.
Okay.
What's the most important thing about an instrument?
Okay. If I put on the spot here.
It's easy, simple. You take a guitar and you want to play a chord. What's the most important thing here?
That it works properly.
Yes, that's right. And specifically that it stays in tune.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the 2007, right? This is the 2007. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the 2007, and this one. Wait. This is the 2020. Yeah. So the 2007 Stylophone is perfect. Yes, I say it out loud. It's perfect because the tuning here is like, chef's kiss. Perfect. Every note is tuned perfectly. When you tune it, nothing comes out, nothing goes out of place. When you make a cover, it's just, perfectly, it's just, music to my ears. Mm-hmm. So this is like the main reason that I use them. And their sound is more like hard rock, metal, stuff like that. And so that's the second thing. Right. So the sound is more metal, and it stays in tune. And unfortunately, this guy, the
2021,
the 2021, they don't stay in tune that well. They are like, like when you tune this note, the first one, then like up to here, it's somewhat in tune. Then here it's like not that much. This note, like the octave, it's like nothing like this note, So at least you can check out yourself.
I'm tempted to just try this because I don't know if I've...
Yeah, go for yours.
It seems okay for me, like...
Take a tuner.
I feel like it's okay.
Maybe mine is broken.
Yeah, it might be worth you actually exploring that again, because I think maybe you've just got a very early version that's just a bit faulty.
I got like... So I think that I've got like 6 early versions.
Yeah, maybe it's worth diving into that again, but... Yeah, I understand what you're saying about, like, it's important that it's practical, easy to quickly tune up and go, and that you like the particular sound of the 2007 version.
Right.
That makes sense.
I'll check it out on a tuner, okay? So we will have like it solved, okay? So let's see the first. Okay, it's D. It's D. The first note, I don't know if it will...
Okay.
It's practically D. Okay, so again, or not, probably D. Wait a second. I will check it out. Yeah, it's D. It's D. Okay, so now the octave. I don't know if it will pick it up.
Yeah, it's just slightly under there. Yeah, slightly under.
And this little under there is the main purpose that I don't use them that often, or I use them, but I use them like I cut them and splice them and auto-tune them, because when you make a composition of many stylophones that are playing at the same time, and I won't start even about the phase shifting, because this is a very big issue with this.
Yes.
But aside from the phase shifting, when something is out of tune, then, well, you can alternatively press delete, actually, because when it's out of tune, it plays like crap, So when I use this Stylophone, the newer model, the vibrato switch actually makes it helps it to stay more in tune because the sound is like but the Stylophone itself is mostly used for like background strings, stuff like that. First I don't like its sound because it sounds like a joke for me. It sounds like a joke instrument more, and this one sounds awesome, like it sounds cool, it sounds like a proper guitar, riff or something like that.
That's really interesting because I think a lot of people would say kind of the opposite if you ask them which one they would prefer, because the 2021, if you didn't know, is closer to the original version sound than the 2007 one. Yeah. Okay, so I've
got. So you mean that this Stylophone, the newer one, sounds closer to the original back then when David Bowie and Beatles and other guys were using it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is actually the worst one. The one that I'm playing.
Yeah, it's very different.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So, why not? Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but that's a very cool info actually, because I really like this one. I used it on the live stream and I used its bass, like the lowest function, because it served as a good bass synth,
Right.
But I didn't use it any more than like one octave or like something like that, because, I was afraid that when I will go too high, then it will get out of tune, So, and the whole purpose of a song then is like, because when the bass is out of tune, then the song is out of tune itself, because, the bass guitar or the bass synth is like, it has to be perfectly in tune, The guitars can be slightly out of tune or the higher instruments, but when the bass is out of tune, then the song is scrapped, actually. So yeah, so it's like the same with the Stylophone. That's why I use mostly the 2007 models, because they are, as I said, perfectly fine, perfectly in tune. And the same thing goes to the, we even talked about this once on some emails, I think, about the
Gen X one. Yeah, yes. The Gen X one definitely does pitch drift.
And even the beatbox, even the toilet phone beatbox or whatever.
The toilet phone.
Yeah, the toilet. It looks like a toilet. No, well, you
maybe just a toilet bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, you just can't make it up, And even the beatbox Stylophone is playing in tune. The pads here, when you take the bass function, it's
they're
perfectly
very
in tune.
Good,
yeah, they're very good. Maybe the sound is like a bit meh, but the overall, tuning quality is very good. And by the way, I wanted to say something about the toilet phone or Stylophone beatbox, because did you know that there are 2 secret sounds in it?
What's this?
Yeah, well,
Have I never discovered this?
Did you know that the ring, this ring, had 2 sounds in it? That if you press the ring, listen.
Oh yeah.
And the second sound is on the other side.
Yeah,
they are 2 different. I analyzed them, and they are 2 different, scratches. They are like like they sound like a cringe fest, but they are like secret sounds of the Stylophone beatbox. The video that I've made when I'm like roasting the Stylophone beatbox, it's another fun topic because I've made this video a year ago, and I didn't want to post it because I didn't want to make the Stylophone guys from Dubrek. I didn't want to make them like a bad rap, because because I'm like taking a crap on it.
To be honest, I don't think they care, because they get so much free publicity. People will be curious and they'll probably buy it.
Yeah,
regardless of what you think of it. So
yeah, it will probably make it go like the other way around, that people will buy it just to make fun of it. But I just, as I said, I didn't want to make harm to the guys that are literally helping me just like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very grateful to them for every stylophone that they've sent me, because you know, you can't get these 2007 ones anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only place that I can get them is if I write to them, and they are like, oh, we've got one, we'll just send it to you, know. And they are so adorable that they are even sending some, you know, like some chocolates and stuff like that. So there's always like a little thank you nod for, you know, for the work I do and stuff like that. And I'm very thankful, because like you know, I'm making like fun with it, and they are having like their business is probably.
You've definitely helped it a lot, for sure.
Yeah, they probably have some more money thanks to me as well. And like
it's a win-win partnership.
Yeah, it's a win-win partnership, because I don't expect them to, you know, give me stuff or stuff like that, and they just, you know, you're making videos, cool, we'll send you something if you want, you know. So that's cool. That's why I didn't want to post the video first, because I was like, yeah, it's like maybe not so cool, because I didn't want to, you know, make fun of the people that are, you know, helping me. But later, after a year, a guy wrote to me, some, you know, random person, and he told me that they discontinued the Stylophone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh. So
this is the time.
This is the time.
This is your moment.
Yeah, time to, you know, release the pooper.
Tune in next week for part 2 of Maro Maro's episode. If you're enjoying this episode so far, it would mean the world if you could give the podcast a 5-star rating and share the episode on social media, tagging me at Mari Dangerfield and the podcast at Sound of Stylus. You can find us on Instagram at Sound of Stylus and on YouTube by searching Sound of Stylus.